Well, that's what we're waiting to see. This new deadline set after the US government failed to meet the earlier deadline. They now have 24 hours to hit those targets of reuniting those children under 5 years old with their families. The same judge who ordered them to be reunited also has ordered all children separated at the border. That number somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 to be reunited by July 26th. Understandably, given what's happened earlier in the week, civil rights groups are sceptical whether those deadlines are realistic. But in terms of what the Trump administration's statement on this matter said earlier, they said that not all of these children under 5 are actually eligible to be reunited. Some of the reasons they give, either the parent was deported, perhaps as many 12 in this case, parent had a criminal record, or as they put it rather unclearly, deemed unfit for reunification. Donald Trump hasn't escaped this controversy despite being in Brussels for that NATO summit. He was asked by reporters what he made of this latest missed deadline. He said, "I have a solution. Tell people not to come to our country illegally. That's the solution. Don't come to our country illegally. Come like other people do. Come legally." That was his response to the matter.
Yeah, I just want to pick up on that one statement out of those categories of why some children won't be reunited because of their parents being deported. There is a chance, as they're not, that some of these children may never be reunited with their parents because just simply of the difficulty of finding those parents. Then there have also been some of the smallest children appearing in court effectively on their own and climbing over the court furniture because clearly they're small children. What, if anything, could be done against the Trump administration in terms of civil liberty rights to potentially take civil action against the Trump administration? Is there any talk of anything like that?
Well, the next step is that the judge who ordered this latest deadline for the US government to meet this latest deadline wants to hear from US officials in court with a progress report, effectively. He wants to know their assessment on how the reunification of these under 5-year-olds is going and whether they're getting anywhere near that gargantuan task of the thousands of older children who also are without their families at present. But the numbers are vague, and this is the problem. And you touched upon it there. It's such a complex situation. And, you know, the United States government has been caught short here because they really didn't anticipate this zero-tolerance policy and how they would be able to deal with it once the public pressure and the political pressure came down upon it and it was exposed for what it was. And now they are desperately scrambling to try and find exactly where these children are, where these parents are, and then bringing that process of reunification under the stress of a deadline which has been imposed by the San Diego court judge. In terms of, you know, what will happen if they miss another deadline, well, Judge Dana Sabraw at the centre of this has asked civil rights groups to put forward their ideas for penalties against the government, potential sanctions perhaps among them. The administration blames the delays on lengthy background checks, the struggles they're having confirming parentage and locating the parents. But that bigger deadline, July 26th, that's going to be the real tough one. That's when you're talking about thousands, not just dozens of children being reunited with their families.
Kevin, thank you very much. Kevin McAleese in Washington.